In this video, I want to show how you can apply watermark effect, page color effect, and page borders to your document. First, what is a watermark? Do you know that if you have a document that you want to treat as confidential, or you want to attach certain marks to your document so that it will show the original of that document, you can use watermark. Watermark is used to indicate that that document is to be treated with specialty, maybe urgent or confidential. If you apply watermark to your document, it will display the text that will call for action, maybe that it is confidential, or you say do not copy. If you want to select that, you then select it from here. Let's take confidential. Once you now select confidential, it will now appear as a background to your document, and all the pages of that document carry the information confidential. So people will now say that that document is confidential. It is called watermark. But if you want to apply page color to your document, click here and now select the color of your choice. Whatever color you select here will now appear on the page of that your document. Whatever color you select, that will now be the page color for that your document. Then I want to spend some time in page borders here. Once you click on page border, you now notice that borders and shading dialog box will appear. As it will appear, notice that you have three tabs in that dialog box. You have borders, you have page border, and you have shading. But by default, it is the page border that will get displayed once you click on page borders in page background group. I want to show you the difference between borders here and page border here. Let me close this first. First, assuming that you highlight a certain portion in your document, let me highlight this place. Yes. Then, if I want to put a border to only the selected place now, the selected text or paragraph, I'll now go to borders and click on borders. This time I'm not using page border because I'm not about to insert page border to this document. Rather, I want to insert a border only to the selected text. I will now click borders. After clicking borders, I will now select the setting that I want. If I want only box to appear, I will now select the box here. If I want it to have shadow, I will select shadow here. Then take note that under style, you can select the style of your own choice, how you want it to be. You have them here. You can scroll for more. If you want something of this nature, you can select this one. And take note, you have preview. Preview shows exactly how it will look like once you click on OK. And take note also that you can increase the width of the border by selecting here. You have various width like 3.2.5 or 2.25. Whatever you want to select, you can select here. When you select it and you finish setting everything, you can now click on OK. You will now notice that the border will now affect only the selected or highlighted portion of your document. You can use that to only apply to selected text or selected paragraph alone. But what if you want to insert page border? And in most cases, some people use page border for the first page of the document. Yes, go to page borders, click on it. As the borders and shading dialog box appear, you want to use page borders this time. This is it. Then select the one of your choice, like box, shadow, or any other one. If you now select it, you can come to OK. But I want to show you how you can apply artistic border to your document. Come to this place where you have acts here. Now you have none. Click on the arrow here. Once you click on this arrow, you now see that you have so many artistic borders. Borders that is not just line, rather pictures or even other fine formats or style that you want. Once you see the one of your own choice, select. And now you now see that you have to specify whether you want to apply the border to the whole document. If you want to apply it to the whole document, select All Documents. But if you don't want to apply it to the whole document, click here and select what you want. You can select this section. You can select this section first page only. If you want the border to affect or appear on first page only, click on first page only. Once you now click on first page only, you now see that the border could only appear on the first page only. But what if, as you want to print the document, you notice that maybe the bottom side of the page border has cuts? What will you do? You have to come to this place and now click on this option. What will this border and shading option enable you to do? It will enable you to set your page border in such a way you measure the margin either from text or from the edge of the paper. What is the difference? If you measure it from edge of the paper and notice that during printing that the bottom side of the page border has cuts, come to this place, select measure from, then take text. It will now start to measure the dimension of the border from text, and this will make it not to cut during printing. You can specify the top, the bottom, the left, and the right. Once you are done, click on OK. Click on OK. You have finished setting the options for that. And now, finally, click on OK here. You will now notice that your page border will only appear on the first page of your document only. Other pages, you will not have the page border. It will only affect the first page only. Take note, if you don't want this border again, go to the same place, page borders, click on it. By default, page border tab is active. If you don't want it again, since you are using artistic border here, click on it and then screw it up to where you have none and select none and then click on OK. You now see that the artistic border that you inserted has gone. But you will also notice that line border is still there on that page. What will you do? Go to that place. If you don't want the border at all, go to that place, then select none from here. From this setting, select none. If you don't want page border again in that your document, select none and then click on OK. Once you click on OK, you'll now notice that you don't have page border again in this your document. But if you need page border that has small shadow, click on the borders, select page border is active here, select shadow and then click on OK. You now have small shadow on their page border. Also, take note that as you are applying page border to your document, you can increase the color of the border. You can change the color of the border. You can change the width of the border. Now, I want to show you how you can use shading effects in your documents. Let's close this first and then let's highlight a certain portion in your document. Take note how effective it is. Maybe you are typing somebody's project and at a certain point you don't understand the person's handwriting. And there's need for you to draw the person's attention to once the person is beside you. What will help you to locate the place easily? Highlight the region that you don't understand the person's handwriting before you go to borders, page borders. Click on it. This time you want to use shading. Click on the shading tab. With the shading tab, you have to select the color that you want to use to indicate where the problem is in the document. Select the color of your choice. Once you select the color of your choice, then you can now come to click on OK. Then you'll now notice that where you have selected the selected text now will take the color that you have taken in shading. How will it help you? Once the owner of the document comes, then tell him or her that